And speaking of Pacquiao, how is he? Can we get an update? Is he going to have a tune-up fight, or is he going to fight Marcus straight in September, maybe overseas?
I don't know exactly that, and I don't have an answer for that. I mean, there's a lot of conversation that he would like to do a fight sometime overseas before, sometime in the spring. They're talking it. Their advisors have come back and we've been having conversations. Obviously, the more information we get from him, obviously he has a campaign right now, his political campaign that he's kind of spearheading. So that's going to be his #1 target, and then we'll figure out on the boxing career. He feels great. He's had all the examinations people asked about. Looks great, and everybody says he's in great spirits and wants to get back in the ring and fight.
Now, moving on to topic to another subject of interest. Obviously, everybody's going to ask you, Nonito Donaire and Abner Mares. And, what's your whole take on just what ended up happening? Just kind of clear the air, why do you feel that fight didn't come to fruition?
First of all, I don't believe, me personally, I don't believe that if you have a serious negotiation, it's ever done through the press. I've been involved in some very tenuous situations. Bob and Don King never spoke to each other. And it was time to make Trinidad de la Hoya. I called up Don. We figured out a way. We met in a deli, and we sat down in 2 hours and made the fight. That's how fights are made. There's no grandstanding, no PR campaigns, nothing like that. Unfortunately, we had already targeted April 13th for a Nonito fight. We had commitments. We responded to this PR contract campaign and said, listen, we're available April 14th to have a conversation with you. We're already committed for this. And that's where we were. We still would love to have a conversation, right? Whatever, after our commitments that we've made. Gladly do that. But I really believe that genuinely, big fights get made the right way. Big fights get made, and you put things aside, and you pick up the phone and you have a conversation with somebody and say, let's really see if we could roll up our sleeves and do it. And I wish that could have been the case here.
So there was no, conversations that took place? They didn't pick up the phone like, hey, Todd, let's go ahead and make this fight?
No.
No? Wow. That's interesting.
No.
Okay. So after April, Nonito wants to take a break, but overall, what's your goal with Nonito fight-wise? How active do you want him to be? How many fights are you targeting for him?
Listen, if he says he wants to take a break, I got to listen to him, right? Timmy Bradley's saying, I want a lot of fights this year, so I got to listen to him. I'm not going to, they're the ones fighting, I'm the ones arranging the fights. So we got to work hand in hand. I think Nonito and Rachel are welcoming their first child sometime in July, the first week of July. That was really the necessity for the April date. They didn't want time that he was training and they wanted to be near home. So I think that was one of the things. So I think, we'll listen to right after April what he wants to do after that. Meanwhile, Tim wants to stay very active, so we'll listen to what he has to say.